Hello Moonchild tribe, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylluna if you're new here, and I am with Tiffany today.
Hi guys, I also have a YouTube channel. You can check me out. She'll link it down below.
Yes.
But I also am super passionate about living a really positive lifestyle and all things kind of spirituality, living your best life. So if you're interested in any of that, just check it out.
Yes. I'll leave her YouTube and her Instagram in the description below, per usual.
And today we're going to be talking about planets and their rulings. And then after that, we're going to be talking about the houses and how they relate to you, basically. And for that video, you can
click on over.
Yeah.
I'll put a video link in the description. Everything will be down there, so click down there for part 2 of this. But yeah, kind of just like a brief intro to astrology, if you will. So we'll start with the basics and do some planets and what they mean, and then for the rest, check out Tiffany's video. Sound good? Alright!
The planets are the what energies and the houses are the where energies. So the different areas of your life are houses. The what energies are what you like to do are the planets. So.
So I wanted to kind of summarize what all of the planets mean for you guys. I think learning astrology, it's really important to just understand what everything means in order to really understand the material and understand your own birth chart. So I'll just go through and do the rest of the planets for you so you know what the sky is. If you were to I explained it to my mom yesterday, if it was a big pizza and you cut it into 12 and that kind of thing, but just what overall astrology is, a brief explanation.
Sure. So basically astrology in relation to your life is just kind of figuring out your place in the universe and how all kind of beings and planets are in relation to you. It's not everybody who is born in this day or month is the same.
So essentially, when we're all born, the planets are all in different spaces in the sky. Exactly. And depending on where those planets fall, each kind of section of the sky means a different thing and carries different personality and characteristic traits. Does that kind of sum up what it is?
And so basically when you kind of flip through magazines and find your horoscope, that's only your sun sign. That's kind of one little bit of the big piece of the puzzle. That's one piece in the puzzle. And there's so much to learn, it gets super complicated. But the more that you learn, the more you realize, oh, okay, this really, this can be helpful, living my life and just kind of being more conscious of the way that I live it.
Definitely. So your main sign is your sun sign. That's the one that everyone goes by. I'm a Cancer. What are you?
I'm a Leo.
Okay, so that's our main sign. The sun rules Leo in the 5th house, so look at you go.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of explain to you what the planets are, what they mean, and then when I say the house that they're in, that's what we'll explain in Tiffany's video. So for the sun, like I said, it rules Leo, and it also rules the 5th house. The sun defines your personal identity, like Tiffany said, your ego, your unique self-expression, your personality traits. It's based a lot off of your sun sign. The sun cycle is 365 days, so a full calendar year. So the sun sign will change once a month.
Your two main signs are your sun and moon sign, and you could just explain.
So yeah,
your moon sign is based not only on the day and time that you're born, but also the place. And the way that works is the moon cycle's every 28 days. Everybody knows that. But every 2 1/3 day, or 2 1/3 days, it moves from one sign to the next. So that cycle is way shorter than the sun sign.
Definitely.
And that's basically your internal temperament, how you kind of are in your own little world, in your mind, how you react to things, and how you perceive things. So that can just speak to how much your emotions are tethered to the moon, and how you feel throughout the month and the year of your life.
That makes so much sense, especially to me, because the moon rules Cancer, so that makes sense. That's why I'm obsessed with the moon. And it's also the 4th house. So the moon, like she said, helps define our emotional what does it say? Our emotional development, also to express the unconscious side of our personality. I really like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. It explains why you do what you do. So next in line we have Mercury, which rules Gemini, Virgo, and the 3rd and 6th houses. It defines our mind and the way we use it, so our intelligence, our language, our speech, communication skills with other people, writing, are all under the influence of Mercury. So when Mercury is in retrograde, which is like a whole other thing, that's why all of our communication is off, our decision making is off. They say not to make any big, really life-changing decisions, right? Because it rules that, and when it's not going direct or looking like it's going direct, you obviously don't want to do that. This cycle is 88 days, so that's how often the signs change in Mercury.
Mercury being in retrograde has actually become, bigger. It's been covered a bit more in publications and media a lot over the past couple of years.
Definitely,
and this is definitely the way that I remember what Mercury kind of represents and what it's tied to. Mercury in retrograde is just one thing that, that occurs in planetary events. It's always good to know, what the traits of a planet or what it's tied to is, so that you can kind of just be conscious of it through other things, not just when it's in retrograde.
Right.
Venus is the planet of love and really controls all things having to do with affection, relationships, and it does influence pretty heavily how you attract love and how you express it. Its cycle is only 227 days, so it's not the shortest cycle, but not the longest. Pluto takes years, I'm pretty sure. So the sign changes every 4 to 5 weeks.
It rules Taurus, Libra, and then the 2nd and 7th houses. But yeah, that's pretty, I think that's good. That's pretty self-explanatory. Next we have Mars, which rules Aries in the 1st house, and then sub-rules Scorpio in the 8th house. Which, the more we film about astrology, the more you'll understand all of those little terms, so don't worry, we'll try and break it down for you. But Mars indicates a sense of impulsiveness, aggressiveness, courage, action, willpower, enthusiasm, blah, blah, blah. So Mars also has the energy to motivate people to accomplish their dreams, accomplish their goals, and really go after what they love, and just do it. Really, really do it, which is good for us, people who are influencers on the internet, and just people who like to get out there and follow their freaking dreams and do what they love. The cycle for Mars is 2 years, so again, not the longest, but not too short either. So they spend about 6 to 7 weeks in each sign.
It does rule Aries, and the 1st house, it's sub-rules Scorpio, which is kind of a whole other topic, and the 8th. A lot of people just assume that Mars is only the aggression planet, but like she was saying, it does have a huge, amount of power involving motivation, and, it can bring you to do a lot of good things. It can really power you through, and it can also prevent that depending on where it is.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, so
it can affect your impulsiveness too, which is a huge thing for people. So keep an eye on Mars.
So Jupiter is really the planet of luck. It has to do with development, good fortune, making new things, as well as just expanding in general. This can be, in your career or even in your life, maybe moving to a new place or making, your family a little bit bigger if that's where you are in life.
Yeah.
The cycle is 12 years, and it takes 12 to 13 months to change each sign. So that is, a considerable change from all the other planets that we've discussed so far. And
Definitely.
yeah.
Where's the big one?
So what that means is, if you're born in the same year as someone, you're probably going to have the same Jupiter sign, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you may have, similarities with people who are your same age and connect with them in those ways, which is kind of cool.
Really cool. Expansion for development, so that's good, especially collaborating with other people. So if we are all in the same sign, that's really good, complementing each other, and helps us to expand and develop and just grow, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So next up we have Saturn, which rules Capricorn in the 10th house and sub-rules Aquarius in the 11th. So Saturn is the planet of teaching through experience, which I love. So especially for somebody who loves to travel, I like to learn by going and doing. For experiences, challenge, problems, and situations. So this planet will really help you depending on which sign it's in. This is another really, really important one. It can help influence and provide you with extra patience, which we we all can really need sometimes, so that's really nice. And the cycle for Saturn is 29 years, so quite a while, and it takes about 2 to 3 years in each sign. Honestly, it would be so interesting to see like at the beginning of each year, like what sign we're in,
Yeah,
and
like
like
the
do a
Chinese
calendar,
zodiac.
kind of.
We'd probably have the same sign.
Probably. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of people look at Saturn as kind of like a planet of doom and like darkness, but you need to have some darkness to be able to appreciate light, no matter how cheesy that is. You need to go through like
Preach!
you need to go through dark periods so that you can grow as a person.
Definitely.
And I mean, that's how you grow, just by experience, and that's what this is all about. Uranus is ruled by, or it rules Aquarius, sorry, and as well as the 11th house. It represents change, unpredictability, and disruption. So basically what this does is controls things like technology, your connection to, I mean, the internet, your devices, anything having to do with electricity, really, society as a whole and how it moves, because society is always kind of transforming and growing and advancing.
Definitely.
Especially now,
with this being a planet about not only that, but like the electricity, electronic side of it, you can really tell that like we're growing with that, because we're just like expanding electronically. It's just insane.
And astrology is something that's been like known about and studied for incredibly long time, so it's just becoming more and more at the forefront of you, or at the forefront for you to pay attention to things like that.
A little bit more prominent in today's age, I guess, than it was before.
And so the cycle for this planet is 84 years, and it takes 7 years to change signs.
That is crazy. So next up we have Neptune, which rules Pisces and the 12th house. So Neptune is these mystical and spiritual forces planet, if you will. It also rules over drugs and alcohol, overindulgence. This is something that has a lot to do with this planet. So depending on what sign it's in, keeping an eye on that and just being conscious of how much you're diving into something that is like, I don't know how you would even explain that.
Basically,
overindulging.
Yeah, as you grow older and into yourself, you can, obviously as an adult, get into things that, I mean, it's easy to let distract you from where you actually want to be in life.
Right.
But by being conscious of this, you can kind of maintain balance and, you know, just move forward with grace and just not...
in balance, honestly.
Just in balance.
Because it's more than just, you know, picking up some drugs and drinking a lot, but you can also overindulge in like basic things, like sitting and binge watching Netflix for 14 hours.
Or just eating your feelings out.
Exactly.
Anything.
Exactly.
Any
So
negative habit that
yeah.
brings you down.
Really influences that, definitely. And the cycle for Jupiter is 168 years. So, you know, quite a while. So the signs only change every 10 to 12 years, which is crazy to think about.
And then lastly, there's Pluto.
Yeah.
Even though it's not technically considered like a planet anymore, it's still...
He's in the crew. We like Pluto.
It still counts,
Yeah.
you know? So Pluto rules over Scorpio and the 8th house, actually. And the energies that are associated with Pluto are power, death, rebirth, any kind of transformation that brings about great change in your life. It has to do with crime, secrets, anything that's, you know, not, what's the word?
On the forefront.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the cycle for this planet is 246 years.
So you won't see much change in Pluto.
And it takes 12 to 15 years for each sign to change, which is a long time.
Absolutely. Definitely a really long time.
Going off of like the whole Pluto's not a planet anymore, you could go even further to just any kind of, you know, thing in space, no matter how small or insignificant you can say it is.
Right.
It does have an effect on you, but it would take forever to like kind of go into that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you're good if you just look at the planets and, you know, you're really knowledgeable about them. That's more than your average everyday person.
Right, exactly. Having just a basic understanding is super great. And as long as you really know the ins and outs of your sun sign and your moon sign, I think that's like really, really what you need to know. Obviously, each planet will differ in your natal chart and will affect you in one way or another, but just being really comfortable with the two most like prominent signs in your life, I think is a really good place to start. So with that being said, if you want to know what all of the houses mean, we're going to be doing a video on Tiffany's channel, so if you want to click the link in the description and head over there. If you guys would like a video on just like what all of the signs are in for the year of 2018, maybe we could do a video like that. So leave us a comment, I would love to hear, and maybe which planet you resonate with closest, which one you think has the biggest influence on your life. I'd really like to know. Or if you know your personal signs, definitely leave them in the comments.
Any part of your birth chart, just comment down below.
Yeah. Let's connect, guys. But I think that is it for today's video. I hope you guys totally enjoyed it. I was so excited to have you here, so thanks for coming over.
I was excited to come with you.
Yay! So I'll leave both of our social links in the description, so make sure to follow us on both YouTube and Instagram. We would love to connect with you guys. But that is all. I love you to the moon and back. I'll see you on Tiffany's channel. Bye. Bye.